My name is S. Shakti, studying second BCom CS from KCS Kasinadar College of Arts and Science, batch 2019 to 2022. Now we're going to see about directing. In this directing, we will see about principles, techniques, and types of orders. First, principles of directing. Reconciliation of personal and organizational goals. In the workplace, often there is a conflict between the goal of an employee and that of the organization. The employee may be thinking about his personal needs always and may be indifferent to the organizational goals. The manager therefore has the responsibility to direct the employees' efforts for the betterment of the organization. Individual contribution to objective. This principle says that each individual should contribute to his fullest capacity to the objective of the organization. For this, the manager must induce the subordinates so that they put in their best. Unity of command. According to this principle, a subordinate should get orders and instructions from one superior only and is accountable to him alone. If two superior command a subordinate, he would not know whose orders he should carry out. Dual subordination will only result in confusion. Direct supervision. This principle says that all commands, orders, directions, and guidance to the subordinates should be made directly. There should be no intermediaries between the superior and the subordinate. Suitable technique. The manager must use appropriate techniques of direction. The techniques used must be suitable not only for the manager but for the subordinates as well. Next, effective communication. The success of direction depends much on the effectiveness of the communication system. The manager has to convey his orders and instruction to his subordinates. The subordinates must report to their manager at regular intervals on the task completed by them. Effective system of communication becomes essential for direction to be fruitful. Information. According to this principle, any information that is useful must be exchanged throughout the organization. Withholding or suppression of information makes communication ineffective. And last, effective leadership. That means the success of direction depends to a greater extent on the leadership qualities of the manager. The manager must set a good example for the subordinates. He must not shirk his duties. He must be able to plan and execute his task properly. Only then he will be able to guide his men effective. And next, techniques of direction. Delegation, supervision, communication, motivation, and leadership. First, delegation. Delegation is the process of assigning work to subordinates and giving them the authority to carry out the same. Authority is the official right of a person to act. It can be delegated. Next, supervision. Supervision is the process of overseeing the subordinates at work. It enables the manager to meet his subordinates personally and ascertain the progress of work. Supervision is undertaken at all levels of organization. Next, communication. Communication is the process of conveying messages by one person to another. The orders and instructions of the superior are communicated to his subordinates. Next, motivation. Issuing orders and instructions alone may not help to accomplish any task effectively. It is the duty of the manager to encourage healthy competition among the subordinates. And next, leadership. Leadership is the ability of a manager to induce his subordinates To perform well, a leader must be able to guide his followers properly. He must be a capable man himself. Next, orders. The superior has to issue a number of orders to his subordinates. Orders eliminate confusion and make things definite. An order must take into account the capabilities of the individual in whom it is served. Types of orders. Oral order, that means it is verbally transmitted, it saves time. Such an order can be effective only if there is a permanent superior, subordinate relationship between the persons concerned. Next, written order. Such an order is necessary when the subordinate is doing his work in a different place altogether, and also when the task to be carried out is very important. General order, that means such an order is necessary if the subordinate is capable of doing his work independently and this requires only broad guidelines. Specific order, it means it indicates every specific activity to be undertaken by a subordinate. Thank you.